Good morning and welcome to JLJ this morning live. I haven't done this in a long time. I'm Lott Jr. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to open up a chat room in case folks want to say a few words. I don't know. As I talk, I'll make sure to get that together. I do everything myself. It's so tiring. Hello. That's set up. Like the thing there. All these bells and whistles. And I don't even do that much. I have people who do way more than I do when it comes to their shows. I give the bare minimum. I give you a show. That's what I give you. That's right. God bless America. Good morning, everyone. I'm awake. I've been up since 6. I did my meditation and prayer this morning, like I always do. Good morning. Get my day started. There we go. That's good. It's good. Okay, here we are. Oh, that's not the right level. There we go. There we go. Okay, here we go. It's the 50th episode. The 50th episode of the show. As we were new, right? And today also marks the 1-year anniversary of the debut of my first audio drama soap opera, Forever and a Day. They have something in common. Casey Hutchison. That's what they have in common. Both these shows were created by him originally and brought to my network. And this one I took over, rebranded and brought my own, but it started out, it was his concept. The beginning concept was actually something in a morning show program for JLJ Media. And it brings me to think about how there are people who think outside the box, or who think big, or who think broad. And you just never know. They think they have ideas and they think beyond what a lot of us may think. And it takes people who are going to actually take a chance on that and then implement it for it to see what happens. You can have 10,000 ideas, but if you don't do anything about it, you're just ideas. And I'm the type of person who's like, okay, let's try it. I've always been that kind of person, like, sure, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's do it. Let's try it. Let's do it. And this Casey kid, and literally I'm saying a kid, I'm sorry, yes, he's a grown man. He's young, but he was young when I met him and took a chance on him. So for me, it was like saying, James, don't worry about age. Don't look at where he's from. Don't look at your age. Just talk to him, see what ideas he has. And if they're good, go for them. And that's kind of what we need to do more of as we get a chance. Oh, this is my granddaughter, Scarlett. And me and my mugs. I have these, my mugs are on these coasters that are, it's just a coaster. They're actually like little records. Like, you know, like little records. I had to get them. I'm a music person, I had to get them. My album's out. Salvation is Possible While Dancing Your Way to Heaven. It's a dance album. Check it out. It's everywhere. I've been sharing songs online. My singles, He Shows Up Right on Time and Lost and Found, have videos. JLJ Media has them. I'll continue to share those also. Out there, again, taking a chance. It's my 7th album. I know I have 7. I would have more than that out. I have EPs out. I have a new song out too with Chog called I Can Dance If I Want To, which is doing very well on my SoundCloud page. So thank you, people on SoundCloud. But it's Chog, CHOG, and James Lott Jr. I Can Dance If I Want To. It's our new single. And then my album is out. Salvation is Possible While Dancing Your Way to Heaven. I did 2 songs 6 years ago. I Am Ready, and then a song with Chog. Oh my God, like totally. They were minor hits for me, and people loved them. And I had no idea I was going to add on in my late 40s another career avenue. Again, taking a chance. Folks are like, Jay, you should do this. You should try it. Now I'm doing that, and that's why I'm looking at this 50th episode. Because milestones are always great to look at, right? Reflect and look at stuff. Because I'm busy doing the work, folks. You know me. I'm out there just putting my nose to the grindstone. I started writing a series last night. This came out of nowhere, a comedy series, just came out of nowhere. These characters came to me, and I just started. I only wrote half of the first episode. But it was just like the idea, the concept came to me, what I wanted, what I envisioned came to me. Um, okay. And then earlier in the day, a song came to me out of nowhere. I wrote a song. If it's good, I have no idea, but I just write. When inspiration hits me, I just write it out and see what happens. And that's interesting. At the same time, I'm watching some friends of mine who are returning to the podcast world. We go shout out to Leslie Colon, which I'll be doing her show. What am I doing her show? I'm doing her show this week. Yeah, later this week. My friend Hamza Mania just started his show too. And I'm watching them start out again and get their shows back on the ground and off and running. I have a lot of friends who are got projects going on and they're really working hard. And I admire it so much. I admire people who work hard, take chances, and try things. I mean, because not just because they're trying to be famous, but just because this is what they want to do. They enjoy the process. It's not easy. And I interview celebrities and non-celebrities all day long. I interview creatives all day long. And it's not an easy business. Being a creative is not really, being creative is easy. Being a creative is not. That's all I always look at. I pulled out my paint supplies. I think I want to start painting again. It's been several years. I've been wanting to paint the last couple of years, just haven't found the space. I cleared out my whole area over here, so I'm going to set a little paint area. I'm going to pull out my old paintings. So the thing with James Lott Jr. and painting is that literally, I guess I could say 20 years ago, 2000, 2001, I was scared to paint. I was scared to draw, paint, whatever. And my stepmom said, just do it. So I started out, I did some paintings for about a year. Then I stopped. A few folks actually have those paintings in their homes. So they're out there somewhere. And then I stopped for about 10 years, 10, 11 years. And I started up again. I was painting for like 3 or 4 years off and on. And I have a whole collection. I'm looking at my closet right behind you guys, behind the screen. There's a closet there. I just pulled them in there. Hi, Kirsten. Good morning. I'm going to pull those out, look at them, take pictures, maybe post them somewhere. I haven't decided yet. I've always wanted to do a art gallery show, but then the pandemic hit. I was working on something towards that, or some kind of multimedia thing. That could happen again. I don't know. We're in a whole new world, so I don't know anymore. So I'm on my coaster. Get my coaster. And I've been wanting to paint again. So I'm like, that's something that I didn't do during the pandemic though. Like I thought, because I had all this time. I ended up being busier during the pandemic than I thought it would be. But it's just another expression of being creative for me. It's not. I've sold a few paintings. I can actually say I've sold some paintings. And they're out there. So some people have them. But I'm just gonna work on some stuff. I have some ideas. A lot of fun. And so I just pulled out. Right now, I pulled everything out. I'm going to look at everything, see what supplies I have and don't have, and go from there. That's kind of my plan. And people are thinking, how do you find time to do that? There's always time for stuff. I mean, it means I'm cutting down some stuff. I'm always reevaluating stuff. I got into this, speaking of audio dramas and Forever and Day and stuff. We have like 11 or so out there. And I have more that are unproduced. They're just sitting here. They're ready to go. Scripts are written and they're ready. Seasons ready to go. And I just haven't done them. As I'm getting fuller into this, and I have shows that are now going into their second and third seasons, it's like, okay, I can't do everything. And so what I did with Claws, the series, I took part of that and put it into a book. Gave some behind the scenes tea, put those scripts in there and said, here you go. So you can listen to the series and then it ended and you can see the next 3 episodes are proposed and all this stuff. And so it's kind of like, okay, a little paint emoji. I like that. And so some of these may turn into books. I may turn some of these series into books so you can read them, and just as it's fine. And there are others that I'm putting on the shelf. There are others that I really want to. I mean, it's a lot. I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff. I'm realizing that running a network is a lot of work, and I can't do everything, and I'm still growing, and so some things will have to be moved around and changed and sacrificed or postponed. It's going to have to be okay because I have to work with what time I have. I don't want to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's just not what I want to do. And what's really working. And so I've been pivoting and changing things, and it's hard because you have to make these decisions that you don't hurt people's feelings. You don't want to, you have these big plans and things, but other people's lives change too. And that's the thing too. So sometimes you get these big plans, everybody's all in, they're in on it, they're ready to go, and then their lives change too. And suddenly they're being pulled away and extracted from you. So then that project falls in the water, falls dead in the water, or you got to change who's going to be in it. Okay. So perpetuation is always a big thing. So I did another grouping of looking for actors. I found a couple of really good ones, I think. So I'm really excited. I have a couple people that I'm really excited about. But it's so weird. It's like you go out there, you look for people, they respond. They try to set something up to like further along, and then all of a sudden disappear. There's one guy, he applied back in January. Gung Ho was in it, tried to set something up with them, didn't work. Just didn't, he just never responded anymore. Cut to now, 8 months later, he responds to the message. I'm like, I remember you. We never hooked up, but I would love to give you a chance this time too and see what's going on. Sure. I contact him. I have not. It's last Friday. I've not heard from him, and today is Tuesday. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I mean, I just can't chase after people anymore, or people who say, I really want to get into this. I really want to do this. I offer them a leading role in something, and to me, it's your prerogative to say you don't want it or not. That's fine. You don't want to do it. I have no shame with those things. But it's the just not getting back to you. I'm like, this is a production. I need to know. I have to chase you down to just get an answer. And then it's like a week later, you're like, hi, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm like, ready for what? We're not, or you're gung ho and say, I'll see you tomorrow night at the taping, and then you don't show up. And then you hear later, and there's no big excuse. Then they'll give you an excuse, and then it's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it. Something happened or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay. And it's just very interesting. I'm trying to help people out. I'm trying to give people chances, trying to give them something to do, something fun. I try to be very fun. If you're in my recordings, Kirsten knows this, of course. Try to be a lot of fun, have a good time. Hopefully, give you some kind of media material that you can play with, and get some exposure. I'm trying to uplift everybody because we just need. There's a lot of opportunity now to be showcased, and I think I try to give people a chance that you want to come in, come on, let's do something. But I've hired a couple of actors recently. I have a show called The Email premiering this Friday. It's good. And one of the actresses was given to me by another actor, and she was great. Another actress is somebody just we work with on a lot of our shows. And then the other two are new. And one's a friend of mine, and he's really good. So I was really excited for it to come out. It's 4 episodes. We did a teaser that's gotten some attention, and it's fun. It's a fun series. And they were gung ho. They showed up. They followed through. It was amazing. They came through, and I love that. We had a good time recording it. I'm trying to find more ways to streamline how I record, how long it takes. Again, people have busy lives, but a lot of times I just asking for an hour once a week. That's it. You can't give me an hour once a week. I don't tell you. I mean, I'm not even asking for that much. Not really. You have to travel anywhere. You're in your home. You're not traveling anywhere. There's no gas. I mean, so I'm learning that people are where they're at, and I have to continue to just keep it moving. And some people ask me, man, you don't get so I get disappointed at first, but I'm so busy because I have so many things to do that I really don't have. Maybe that helps me. I don't have time to stew in it and get upset and want revenge. And also, I'm busy. Like I got things to do. That's almost a good lesson for everybody is that you can't sweat that stuff. You have to keep moving on. Some people are going to disappoint you. Some people are going to drop off. It's going to happen. But it's just like, can you problem solve? That's what's important. Can you problem solve? Can you move from it? Can you continue do what you want to do? Sometimes the visions change, and that's tough too. But sometimes you get out of your own way and go, okay, if it's a change that's so I got a couple of shows where it was so far removed, I canceled everything. It wasn't worth it for me. I didn't feel it. It wasn't my vision. But there's some that just like it's slightly changed. It still works. We can cut into anything too crazy. It still continues. I can live with it. My soul isn't broken. And so that's kind of gauging where your line is. That's always very important too. Where do you draw the line and stuff? So this show is just always short and sweet. I don't do them for very long. I don't do them for very long. But I just wanted to say thank you, everybody who's tuned into any episode of JLJ this morning. Anybody who's tuned into any episode of a JLJ media show, listened to one or watched one. Two of my shows have hit some milestones. The Bold Beautiful Rewind, which is an audio only show, just hit 12,000. And Extra Connections, my show, which is nominated for a Capital City Web Award, just hit 3,000. So thank you. Those are for listeners. It's not even well, Extra Connections is both video and audio. But that's just the audio side. The video, we even add up the video side of all that. But I'm very thankful. A show that just celebrated 5 years, that was born out of another show 6 years ago, is doing so well. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to Casey who brought Forever and a Day to me and JLJ this morning to me. I really appreciate that very much. I said in a post today, we are forever bonded. No matter what happens from now on, we are forever bonded for life. I mean, this is something that we both made our own little histories that will never change or be taken away. Thank you, Kirsten, very, very much. I'm glad you like my album. I'm glad you like my stuff. You're a very loyal fan. Thank you very much. I totally a follower, so thank you. And that does mean a lot. It does. I mean, we put stuff out there and hope somebody likes it. I mean, hope somebody listens to it or whatever. So I'm glad that people like you do. I do appreciate it. But everybody just take chances. I guess that's the last thing I would just say. People just take chances on things that make you feel good, that you have an idea about. No matter what it is, take a chance and see what, and you never know where it'll take you. That's the fun part about life. You never ever know where something will actually lead and what it will bring you physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the leads. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. Soul. That James Lott Jr. on all the social media platforms.